definitely. I will say that, like, especially in 2019, we had a and even into the beginning of 2020, we had a rivalry going on between Azure and Demi. Like, they would constantly hit each other in the finals. And if Azure was ever able to take like maps off of Demi, it was typically off of Mech. It was rough, especially because like Demi, he's so fond of his mutas, and he would struggle against like, you know, Thors and things of that nature.
All right, and here we are on the map.
Here we are. We have spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Romanticide LE. We have our first finalist. We have our Zerg player. He runs this entire event representing Down a Fool Gaming. It is Demi.
And in the top left, our blue Terran player from Mindfreak, it is Seither.
Oh boy. Okay, so the Rax is in the main. There's no proxy. All right. We're good.
I would surprise if that doesn't come out this series at all. No,
yeah.
Like if it comes out, sorry.
100%. I've seen Seither whip out some proxy Raxes in the past.
Yeah, like you can already see Demi, like his second overlord's just checking a little bit.
Yeah, just wants to make sure there's nothing too cheeky coming out from Seither. Again, we were talking about it before. Like he is fond of Beyond, and Beyond himself, like he kind of made his name off of Reapers at least.
Yeah. But yeah, just standard opening here from both players. Hatch gas pool for Demi. Barracks gas Reaper.
Yeah, and we'll see what comes out from these players. Again, Demi, he's kind of very fond of at least Lingbane Muta into heavy Muta play. We've seen a lot of Terran players in the past struggle against that, but I feel like that's also kind of fallen out of meta a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of Romanticide TvZ lately, actually. Even when I do tune in, I feel like Romanticide is the map I seem to miss a lot. The maps I tend to see a lot is just like Death Aura is like almost just every map that's played in ZVT or SC, it just seems to be Death Aura.
Yeah. We see a lot of it. It's a bit of a shame. Like I want to give some love to some of these other maps, like Submarine. But yeah, it's something that we don't get a lot of.
Yeah, I'd say I'd say one of those maps made it into the pool because obviously Demi only gets one veto, and I don't see the vetoing either of those two maps.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll see what comes out in this series, especially if it goes all 5 games. It's completely possible between these two players.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I just noticed there was a double Reaper opening here from Seither.
Yeah, I missed that as well. Huh. It's interesting.
What are your secrets? What are your secrets, Seither? What are you playing at?
Yeah. I mean, we do see. Okay, he is going for a 2 Rax. Sorry, a 2-1 kind of one.
Yeah, 2-1-1. Oh, almost. Yeah. Where's that stopwatch at, Seither?
Yeah. We've seen a lot of players like go for these earlier CCs before the starport. Regardless, we should see a starport eventually, and Seither, I imagine, is going to be looking to hit a pretty strong timing. Eventually switching that starport with that factory and going with those 2 medevacs.
Well, actually, I think this is the 2-1-1 that Maru started up, where you go for that. It's a real eco 2-1-1. He's going to get a scout off here, Demi. He's going to see it, but it's not going to be a lot he can do. Like, it's 2-1-1. He's going to have a lot of Marines. You can't really counterattack with that handful of links. So 3-3C is going to get up really nicely here. But it depends what his defense of the Marines is going to be like at home.
Yeah, that's what it's going to come down to. We'll see if he gets any extra queens. We'll see. At the moment, he's just kind of droning up pretty heavily. Hopefully he can...
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Change his mind.
Interesting. And I mean, thankfully, like Demi, he still has his Overlord alive, so he does go in. He confirms the production once again.
He's getting an armory light. He's going to hit a huge timing here with with a Marine Reaper and Hellbats. And he's hiding this. He's hiding this armory so far away from the Overlord.
I love this Ari position, right? It's so out there, it's so random, but it makes sense, right? It's just to avoid the Overlord.
Yeah. Like, Seither has an insanely huge army right now. What is on the ground for Demi, like Ling-wise?
Mate, there's Lings dealing with rocks. That's all he's got.
He's got 9 Lings and 5 Queens. And this attack is here.
Exactly. Like, there's no Baneling nest to morph in Banelings to help deal with any of those Hellbats. There's a handful of Queens. Some of them already softened up a little bit by the Reapers.
Yeah, I think this has just been a complete misread here by Demi. Like, this is going to do huge damage here.
Oh my god. he's even gonna slip the Hellbats into the main.
I think Seither is also misread here. Like this, there was nothing on the ground there. He could have definitely sieged up on that third base and done way more damage. But he's gonna go into the main with the medevac and the Hellions here. He picks up 4 workers, and the rest of the army for Seither just went home. I think that's almost a win for Demi there. Like that was. Seither could have done so much damage.
100%. He could have pushed into the third base. He could have at least forced all the drones to evacuate, gone toe to toe with the Queens and with the handful of Lings that Demi had. Yeah, a bit of a missed opportunity.
And both players having a little bit of a little lapse there and their reads, unfortunately.
God damn it, Shelly! Like it was looking so good. Like it was such a big brain play, right? Like
yeah. Like, oh man, he's like, oh, he's been spotted, so he's going to go for this instead, and then he doesn't commit to that.
Mate, you better have a talking to Seither after this series, okay? After this tournament, because god damn it, could have made some magic happen. It would have been amazing. I mean, regardless, it wasn't economic third CC though, so he can, continue on from here.
Yeah, I don't think I need to give him a talk there. I think you'll get a bit of a spray from out of place in the Discord. So. But yeah, going back to this, Seither is set up for a huge multi-prong attack. He's got Marines on the front line. He's got Drilling Claw mines to the south, and I think Hellions in the other medevac.
Oh yeah, mate. He's got Widow mines in both medevacs actually. Oh, exactly. And I love this. I love that now Seither's starting to incorporate this. Again, we've seen a lot of this coming up from Maru and beyond recently. We'll see if Demi's able to keep up with all of this. Yeah,
the second medevac coming into the natural here now as well. And Demi's not ready for this one in the natural. Oh my god. 16 workers.
Jesus Christ. Everything goes down. There's still 2 Widowmines here in the natural as well. The Widowmines are actually scuttling away.
Look at the supply.
Mate, and he's not stopping. This is what I mean. This is what you do. You just keep going. You keep sending out these Widow Mines constantly, and eventually, the Zerg, if they don't respond well enough, they crumble.
Yeah, there's still another Widow Mine just kind of seated there as well, just in the middle of the third in the natural. So any links coming out to reinforce this attack on that third base are in a lot of trouble too. And Seither is just absolutely cannoning up in supply right now. 1-1 is nearly done. He's got a huge bioforce ready to go. Demi's finding himself in a really tough spot here.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Another Widow Mine just killed 8 workers.
Oh my god, yeah, the Widow Mine just snuck up the third base as well. We have more drops getting ready to go in here once again at the third base at the natural location.
He's been watching his Mario and Beyond games from last night.
yeah, exactly. There we go. Oh my god, no response.
Oh. Yeah, really no reactions. Another 11 workers down, another medevac coming in. Oh my god. It's carnage.
It's you did not want to be a worker right now of Demi's. They're just all going down. 19 drones.
Yeah, 47 in total have died this game,
Jesus Christ, and no SCVs.
Wow.
GG. Oh my god. What a game.
Yeah, Seither really putting Demi's multitask to work there and just strong arming him in the end.
Definitely. Like, I love it. Seither really taking inspiration from the Korean Terrans. It's something that we've seen start to pop up over the past, like, maybe month and a half. It's been becoming really prominent. And yeah, like it's all about the Zerg and making sure you're able to deal with those widow mines, like pull away the workers. But it's so hard to deal with because it's just nonstop. They just keep coming.
Yeah. I just finished saying to him like, what? That was a nuts game. He's like, yeah, it was a fun game. It's like, yeah, for you.
Oh god.
Yeah. All right, so Demi just sorting out his VPN as we swap out to Australia server for the game number 2.
Yes, of course. As
yeah, I wonder what map we're getting here for game 2. We got Romanticide game 1. I want to say the vetoes were. Let's have a look.
Hey,
Let's say Jagged Arthur was probably Seither's veto. And I'm going to say probably Oxide was Demi's veto.
Would Demi prioritize vetoing Oxide over Submarine?
I would believe so, yeah.
Okay.
But
Fair.
I feel like we're going to get either Pillars of Gold or Lightshade here.
Yeah, we shall see. As oh
no, okay, this must be I forgot Death Aura is in there.
I love Pez in the chat. I wonder if Blizzard will ever nerf the Widowmine. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to watch. Like, it can be dealt with by the Zerg player, but again, it does require a lot of APM. Like, you have to be on top of, like, paying attention to your minimap and your mineral lines.
Yeah, it's like something you gotta like completely give up your map presence to deal with.
Yeah,
because you gotta have like units, you gotta have queens, you gotta have spores all over your bases to be able to kill the widow mines before they burrow.
Yeah,
or at least before they get their shot off. So it's just like it requires so much readiness.
Definitely. Oh boy, and we'll see if this player can get ready for those widow mines, or even if they come into play in game number 2. Gonna be on Death Aura LE. We have the Indian Zerg player. He's red. He's representing Downfall Gaming. It is Demi.
And down in the bottom right, we have our blue Zerg from Australia representing Team Mindfreak. It is Seither.
Oh boy.
Indeed.
So do you think that was something that Seither he just went for in game number 1, and like, do you think that we'll see that more of that in this series?
I think so. Like, seeing how strong it was in, I think it was TSL is where it was really prominent. I'd say, yeah. If we saw how well it just did, so I'd say Seither probably play it again.
Yeah, it's gonna be on Demi to try and stop that from happening, either from attempting to end the game a little bit earlier, from just switching things up completely. Yeah, we'll see what his response is going to be, especially because
once again, like, Demi just he knows that Seither is up a game now. Like, he's got to be very aware of proxies. So his first couple of overlords are really being vigilant.
Oh yeah.
In their scouting pass, making sure there's absolutely no chance he gets proxy raxed. But unfortunately there's no racks for him to scout. But no double Reaper this time.
Yeah, only going for a single Reaper headed across the map, and we'll see if he goes for another like 2-on-1 like the previous game. I agree, like, that really there's no reason for Seither to switch things up. It's kind of on Demi to like come up with response, a better response, for that heavy Widowmine drop style.
Yeah, Seither had a prediction of what Demi might do this game, but I don't feel like Demi will do it on Death or maps. So maybe on game number 3, we might see that come to fruition, but not on Death Aura.
Oh, okay. Let's see if he has something cheeky in store for us later on in the series. Okay.
Yeah, everything looking very standard for Seither so far. Oh.
Okay, slipping up a little bit there, but it is a more regular 1-1-1 opening from Seither.
Yeah, and everything on Demi's side of the map also looking very standard as well. He gets across the map, he sees the third base with the Reaper. He's seen every regular thing that you'll see from a Zerg. Mm-hmm. But Pneumatized carry pace coming up from Demi. He doesn't want to be left in the dark here again. Mm-hmm. So, going to be on top of his scouting.
Yeah, it's rough. It's
a Widowmine drop.
Oh god, not again. You gotta give Demi PTSD, Seither. Stop.
It's coming quicker this time.
It is. He's
doing
it!
He's going even faster into Widowmine, like drilling claw Widowmine drops.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, luckily this time there's not going to be a factory, so like you don't need vision to deal with them. But oh, Demi, he does get in and he spots the factory. I mean the armory. Sorry.
He gets a click on that armory, but there's no second factory now, so he can't research drilling claws right now. Mm-hmm. So he could think it's something different.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, he did see the initial Widowmines.
Actually, the armory makes him cloak, right? When they're burrowed. Yeah.
Yes. Now the armory has...
So that's why spores are coming down.
Mm-hmm. They have multiple purposes. You need detection to deal with the Widowmines once the armory comes into play. I mean, again, thankfully Demi, he scattered it. You know, it was nice on him to prioritize getting pneumatized carapace.
Yeah, second factory also coming down, and Demi gets a scout off on that as well. So that's going to be a nice sight there for Demi. Get eyes on that early. Now he knows what he's going to be up against. He's getting his bangless, starting up his lair as well, and probably going to be mashing the drone key for quite a while.
Oh yeah, definitely. I do like how he split up his army as well. The Lings are there to deal with the Widowmines. Meanwhile, we've got plenty of Queens here to help deal with these Hellbats.
Yeah, cheeky little try to play there with the Hellbats, but walks into 4 Queens. Widowmine gets in, but doesn't get killed. Second one is going to be able to get a burrow off. Just going to get pop on an Overlord. Into the natural as well. 1 drone. Oh, going to be able to finish the Overlord.
Oh.
With Lava go down there as well.
Yeah, that was honestly nicely done. Able to finish up the Overlord and get the larva. Oh my god.
Gonna get himself he could have got a second queen, man. He walked away at the last second.
He did. That was a high energy queen as well. Man.
The transfuses were burned from the other queens. Mm-hmm. But yeah, and there we go. Drilling claws out from Seither. Steam to follow it up as well. Going into his extra racks. He's so many Widowmines. Yep. He's gonna have he's gonna keep producing them, man. He's got his double reacted starport and double factory production of drilling core Widowmines. It's just gonna be up to Demi here now. See what he can do to defend against this.
Yeah, it's disgusting is what this is. We have more Widowmine drops going across the map this time. Okay, has Demi been able to kind of calm down? Has he been able to learn from game number 1? He has a couple of spores in position. He's got his Lings out as well.
This time he looks a little bit better set up. He's got a very good Overlord spread, but he does have one little opening to the top of that 4th base position or 5th base position. So not quite going to be ready for this one, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm, definitely. I mean, there's no army units here either. Like, the Queen is pretty low health. The medevac goes in.
Drilling claws finishes just. Oh, no response again. Another shot. 15 workers in the first one. Oh no, second one coming into the main. Big shot on the Lings, but they get cleaned up. But oh man, he's already done the damage that he wants to do.
He even picked up the Widowmines again. He picked them up again. Now he's going into the natural.
Oh man, this one's got out too. Gonna lose that medevac, unfortunately, but even more kills with a couple more Widowmines here. And Seither, man, he's set up on 3 bases back at home behind all of this.
Oh yeah, he's perfectly fine, and economically he's got his 3 bases going up and running. He lands the Widow Mines again. Oh my god, and yep, here we go. The train doesn't stop.
Yeah, is just as soon as like 2 more Medivacs pop, he's got like 5 more Widow Mines ready to go. so 6.
I wanna like compile all these replays, and like they're gonna be observer training replays. They're gonna be like, you have to be on top of every single Widow Mine drop. Gonna make sure you catch them all.
You've been on top of them all so far, man. So good on you.
Oh god. And Seither like
looks like one of these Medivacs is going to be caught by Mutas to the middle left.
Oof.
They are drilling claws, so that he has to, as soon as he pulls away, he has to run away the Mutas.
Oh yeah. Exactly.
Can't kill it.
Like, who's really caught out, the Mutas or the Widow Mines, as one does borrow.
And Queen takes a shot, but Marines are now on the front lines, and Seither is up in army supply as well. There's not really any Banes on the ground, so it's just Marine Widow Mine versus Lean Muta.
Yeah.
And another one watch out.
Okay, so Seither, he does decide to back off in the end, but again, he's dealt so much economic damage. Not anywhere near as much as game 1. Like, it's game 1, Demi ended up just rolling over and just accepting his fate.
Yeah. So Sano points out a really good point, like, oh, what is the counter to the strategy? And I'm just like, I was thinking about it while we've been talking about the game so far, and I feel like dark style roaches, like Roach Ling Bane that he plays, because roaches are very good at killing Widow Mines quickly. So if you have them set up in the bases, maybe that is the strat, and they're good at tanking Widow Mine shots too. So
yep. 100%. So, bit of a plug, ! YouTube in the chat if you want to check out our VODs. We casted ESL Open Cup Asia, Time versus Dark. Time was all about this style, and Dark, as you said, he loves his Roach Ravager, and it does fairly well against this. Almost a hard counter, but it just happens to be the way Dark plays out this matchup.
Yeah. And now Demi's actually managed to find breathing room, man. He's got himself up to 85 workers. The Mutas are out on the map, finding himself a nice free medivac there. Ooh. Quite nice. Nicely
done, sharking around.
He's got himself space. He's got himself set economy-wise. He needs to just get his tech on the right path as well. It could be an interesting spot.
Yeah, he still has to be careful though, because the Mutas, they are a little bit out of position. Yeah. Oh god, the Widow Mines are dropping.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh my, that was a lot of banelings.
Jesus Christ. Not just the banelings, but 12 drones as well. A pretty big shot off on these Mutas, and they're going to soften them up for these Marines that are pushing out across the map.
Yeah, and there's a Widow Mine tucked in that attack there as well. It's 2 Widow Mines actually, so he's got some retreat paths here, Seither, just in case this attack doesn't quite go his way.
Yeah, exactly. He's slowly inching his way closer to that mineral line. As you said, there's kind of like Widow Mines all over the place to cover his exit.
Oh, he's even got reinforcing Widow Mines at this attack as well. Gonna catch out a few Mutas as they spawn.
Oh god, and Demi, it looks like he's getting ready for a counterattack. All his Mutas are over. Yeah.
He's hyper committing to a huge counterattack with Mutalisk, but he's going to give up his 4th base here. He's got his 5th base coming up, but I believe Widow Mines are already sitting there waiting to attack that one too.
Yeah, exactly. The Mutas, they commit. Make the Thors are here.
Yeah, 2 Thors or a little bit of a misclick if at all on those Mutalisk, and it could have been lights out.
Oh boy.
But, yeah. Seither just also sharking his army around the edge of the creep here, trying to set up. He knows there's another base over in that corner, so he's just setting up his new path, his new attack path.
Exactly.
And
now
he's
Demi,
high ground now.
He has the high ground. Demi has to be so careful with his Muta pathing. Now the Thors are across the map. They've joined the fray.
Yeah, Widow Mines and Thors. This is going to be a huge fight for Demi. His Baneling count is a little low. He's got such a big Muta count though. 32 Mutas in the air. But 2 Thors, a bunch of Widow Mines, is going to be tough.
Oh, there's a massive Ling run by though to the south, so maybe he can deal some kind of equalizing damage, but he just can't deal with the main army.
Yeah, there's a lot of Moros on the ground there as well, so any Banelings here on the front line would not have gotten the job done. But oh no, those Mutalisk. engage into a big ball of 2-2 Marines. Then he gets a shot off as well, but it's just not going to be enough. And Demi has to GG game number 2.
GG. Demi, he did have a bit of a better response to Seither's style, but again, like, regardless, like, sure, you hold off against, like, one Widowmine drop or two here and there, but they just keep going and they just get so much value, and they set yourself up for that follow-up Marine push.
Yeah, it's just like, just when you think it's going to be over, like, you're like, all right, cool, I've got some breathing room now, I can counter attack, and you send your militia across the map, and then there's just another 2 medivacs just come into 2 different bases, and an entire mineral line is gone.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, oh man, what do you do?
Like, Demi, he's got the problem is that, like, Demi is a very stylistic player. It's one of these things where it's like, all right, you gotta set that aside. You have to switch up, like, how you're playing this matchup out, because he loves his mutas, but against, like, all these Widowmines, against, like, what Seither's been going for, it's so difficult to make work.
Yeah, and now we're going into a map where I feel Demi feels a little bit better. Like, this is, I think, Demi's comfort map in Lightshade.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested to see what he's going to play here. It's a little bit of a shorter rush distance here, so we know Demi's a passive player.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he likes to be the reactionary player, just macro big. But I think Lightshade could be a map, even though it's a safety map, I feel like we could see a bit of an aggressive play here, Demi.
Is this where we see Seither proxy?
It could be.
Oh boy, here we go as we spawn into Lightshade LE. We have spawning in the top left the Indian Zerg player, the Red Zerg. He is down 0-2 in this best of 5 finals. Can he bring it back here and now? He needs to, or this is going to be the final game. It is Demi.
And down in the bottom right with all his SEVs in his base, it is the blue Terran from Mindfreak. It is Seither.
Oh boy, I'm disappointed. I wanted a proxy.
I haven't seen the Terran do this in a little bit with the barracks placement, but what he's doing here is he's protecting his add-on.
Yeah.
So he builds the other supply depot on the left side there, and then his add-on builds inside the wall, so it is not susceptible to a Baneling Burst or Ravages early on.
Yeah.
So it's only some maps you can do it, and there hasn't been maps in the pool recently that have been allowing that kind of opening.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because it does go to show that Seither is kind of anticipating Demi to be a little bit more aggressive, like after how game 1 and game 2 have gone out. So yeah, already kind of preparing for that.
He's going to be Overlord hunting, and he sees the Overlord too, that SCV moving out, so he knows where to send his Marines straight away.
Oh, okay. So he is foregoing a little bit of scouting, which is interesting to me, especially if he did assume that Demi was going to be a little bit more aggressive, focusing on...
Only the 1 Marine.
Yeah, it's odd. Huh. Okay.
Yeah. Definitely could have squeezed out a 2nd Marine there.
Yeah, that's what we normally see. We normally see 2 Marines, they go out, they hunt down an Overlord. If the Overlord is close to, like, one of these pillars, you even lift up the racks just to deal with it, but... Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just maybe forget it just to get a quicker CC.
Okay, interesting. Meanwhile, we do see Demi, for the most part, playing standard. He is, of course, taking this triangular 3rd location as well.
Yeah, I do like this 3rd base location for Zerg. I think I've told you why I like it in the past.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to defend. And I like it has multiple purposes, right? Like it can be safer, but also, like, because it is a little bit more forward, like it can help out Demi if he decides to throw down a Roach Horn and be a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, and then the SCV goes in for a scout there, and he's going to see the 3rd base is not in its usual location, so Seither's not going to be able to confirm the 3rd base until the Hellions get across the map. So it'd be scary for sure if there was going to be something aggressive coming out from Demi, but doesn't look like it, man. He's just playing standard. He's confirms the third base location.
Yeah, and once again, it almost feels like Seither like is once again like anticipating something like Roaches. Like we see a pretty standard 1-1-1 opening into Banshees.
Yeah. And maybe Demi heard us, or someone talked to Demi's like, "Hey man, you gotta try Roaches against this Widowmine stuff."
Oh boy, the problem is it's like it feels like Seither is aware that this is what Demi should be going for in Game 3. You know, like, and he himself is going to be preparing for this, right? I say that, and then he like throws down an armory or something. Oh my god, he's doing it! No, Seither! Okay.
But I think he's feeling okay to do so because like he's gonna have 2 Banshees on the map, so any kind of like Roaches that do try to come across the map are just gonna be handled by the Banshees.
True.
So he's like, yeah, I'm feeling safe. If you're going for any kind of Roach attack, it's now too late.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm concerned about is Seither. He's like investing into this army. He's going to be going for a Hellbat push. I don't see it dealing too much damage whatsoever against Demi's Roaches. To be fair, if Demi does go across the map, then potentially he could be out of position with his army, and maybe the Hellions can dive in. But see.
Yeah, and he did. Oh, the walls closed at the very last second, and Banshee's there to fend it off, and he's ready for his attack now, Seither.
That he is. He's going to be pushing out with these Hellbats and these Banshees. A couple of spores are being thrown down right now. There's actually no detection. The lair only just started.
Oh, yeah. That's a huge deal here for this defense. This Banshee is getting free damage right now, forcing all the transfusers to go down early.
Yeah, exactly. The spore does finish up just in time. The Roaches are here to defend. The Queens, they have their detection.
Yeah, now unfortunately these Banshees can just sit here and hold position just outside the third and just deal so much damage for free.
Oh yeah. Exactly. Again, just relying on that static detection. Demi is to help deal with that Banshee. One of them does get sniped.
Yeah, the low health one does go down. That other one is just outside of spore range there. Has to force this spore caller to come forward, and Seither's just going to continue the dance.
Oh yeah, the lair is a couple of seconds from finishing up, so still no overseer. Oh my god, is he gonna get the queen?
Oh no, just unable to, but he can go just outside the spore range here again. Oh, runs out of cloak though, so he's gonna lose that Banshee. Not quite paying attention to it there, unfortunately.
Yeah, a bit of a shame. The Banshees do get dealt with. The Hellions are shocking around. I like that he didn't really commit to anything. Yeah, so he still has them for that map presence.
Yeah, and now I guess all Seither has to really do now is get in there and just find out if he's going to be committing to Roaches or if he's going like the usual Mutiling Bane behind this. And that is what Demi's opting for, is just switching back into that Mutiling Bane. Meanwhile, Seither back at home, adding on some more barracks. He's got his 1-1 on the way. I think combat shields is already done. No, it hasn't started just yet though. So it's a little spooky. This is 4th and 5th barracks about to finish with no combat shields on the way, and as I say that, starts up.
Yeah, he is slowly getting into his upgrades. Demi though, I feel like this is pretty good for him. Like, I think he's finally going to get a game that he's a little bit more comfortable with, because we don't see like drilling claws or any kind of like mass Widowmine drops. This is a lot more standard.
Yeah, like he prevented pretty much all the economic damage he could, like from that attack. Like he lost units and a queen, I think. So it wasn't too much of a deal. He didn't lose economy. And yeah, now he's very comfortable now on pretty much 80 workers. He's got a 4th base nearly finished as well.
Yeah.
Mutas are on the way. Upgrades are on their way. He's feeling nice. His creep spread's even looking pretty good too.
Yeah, exactly. Like Demi is looking on point finally this game. You know, the mutas are coming out, as you were saying, like all the upgrades, the creep spread, the 4th base. Now it's on Seither to try and muster up a defense, and again, he's kind of been focusing on this tank production, not so much Widowmines, and his Marines are moving out.
Yeah, he still doesn't know about the muta tech either, so there's no turrets on the map. But he's gonna these mutalists are just gonna fly straight into the army of Seither here.
Oh god. Demi just can't catch a break. He's like, I just want to deal damage with my mutas.
There you go, and there you see the immediate response of throwing down missile turrets and all the mineral lines there from Seither. So he's just like, oh, that's so unlucky for Demi, because if he got through that gap, there was nothing in the defense at home. Like, he would have gotten probably 9 workers immediately and maybe got a couple more.
Yeah, exactly. There was so much opportunity there for Demi, but unfortunately he just ran right into the Marines. They just get pushed away. They didn't even get an NCV.
Yeah. The good thing is, though, for Demi, though, he's like 1-1's about to be done, his Bane speed is done, his +1 attack for Mutalisk is done, and he's adding on 10 more Mutalisks to the flock. All of these, he's nearly had something to say about that during count, though. 6 workers to be good now.
Oh, okay. Demi was able to catch them before too many more workers went down. It was the rallied workers. Meanwhile, he's been like slowly building up that mute account, so it is getting a little bit higher and higher as he is reinforcing it, looking to try and like overpower some of these missile turrets.
Yeah, and the huge benefit for Demi here is because he had the roaches out early, it actually stopped Seither going into the Widowmine play super early. Now that Seither's had to now react to multiple different unit comps on the ground, he's only just getting into his Widowmine production, and Demi's nearly maxed already.
Yeah, exactly. So C3 doesn't really have like an ideal army composition to deal with this. At the same time, like Demi, he needs to like kind of act soon before that happens, right? Like, because we've got Thors on the way, Drilling Claws on the way, there's a bit of a timer for Demi where he has that advantage.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, this is just coming back to like this being Demi's comfort map. Seither, though, going to retreat into his fortress of a third base there.
Exactly. Like, look at the Sim City, like the tank position, even throwing down a couple more missile turrets as well.
Oh, there's a second tank in there as well. I didn't see that behind the command center.
Yeah, like he's fortified. Maybe we got the Thors coming out, more tanks spread at the 4th base. There it is, a sensor tower. Sorry, a sensor tower goes up.
Yeah, and Seither's just getting into kind of his comfort spot as well. Like, he's in that 4-base Terra now. He's got Planetary Fortress about to be complete. And this is where it kind of gets scary for Demi now. Like, you let Seither get to this late game. His upgrades are going to be whiling away these roaches. To play.
Exactly, Demi. He doesn't want anything to do with roaches right now. Peace offerings, please. No more Widowmine drops. Stop.
Oh my god, Seither is super committing to like making sure he doesn't get attacked by these mutalisks. Like, he's got Thor sitting in the main. He's got 4 missile turrets protecting his barracks.
Oh yeah.
This is something I actually talked to Seither about when he was having huge trouble against Mutalisks. I'm like, yeah, what if you just like keep a Thor in the main, man? Like, you don't run it around. Have a Thor in your main, have one in your 4th base, and you should be okay, right?
yeah, and it's gonna be working out for him. Meanwhile, Demi, like, he is starting to like Hive just finished up for Demi. He's working on his upgrades. Ultra's Cavern is on the way. But as you said, like, Seither, he's pretty well fortified here on these 4 bases.
Yeah, now that he's now maxed out, so both players are just gonna skyrocket their banks like crazy over the next minute or so. Like, Demi doesn't have enough supply to even transition to his ultras correctly. Like, his ultra cavern's nearly done. He's got 3/3. I guess Kindness will start immediately as well. But he just doesn't have the army supply free. But if he takes a couple fights, he will.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he has to slowly trade out what he can to free up that supply to go into those ultras.
Yeah, Mutalisling Bane also attacking into the 3rd base here of Seither behind this at the same time as this attack, but he pulled out. There's not really much there in the defense.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he saw the position. Oh god.
Oh, still good shots for those Banelings. Take out a good chunk of the bio and a good chunk of SEVs there as well, but Seither will be quick to patch that up. And he's going to go for this very forward 5th base.
Oh my god. Not even going for one of the safer corner bases, just aggressively expanding. We'll see if he manages to do so, as there's a lot of Lings here.
Yeah, there's too much Zerg here for him to be able to secure this position. This might just be the downfall of Seither here. Everything is kind of split up for Seither right now, and Demi is capitalizing.
Yeah, exactly. The Widowmines, they were caught on siege, same with the tanks.
Yeah, one Thor gets caught out, but Seither doing his best to keep all of his units alive. He micros those Thors very nicely, only losing 1 there so far.
Yeah, he does, but you know what? There's not that much to protect the Thor, so the Lings, they get us around. One Thor does go down.
Yeah, Widow Mines, though, finally starting to come out here from Seither, clean up the Lings on the ground, and now there's a strong force on the ground to push the rest of this army away from Demi.
Oh, yeah, exactly. He did end up losing that CC, though, so this is a bit rough, but mate, he's got plenty more to replace it.
Yeah, even seeing Corruptors come out here. Did he get a Great Aspire? 9 Ultralisk on the way as well. There's the Great Aspire.
There we go. Great Aspire is on the way. Ultralisk upgrades are on the way as well. Finally, he was able to free up that supply we were talking about to transition into Ultras. And now Seither, like, he's going to be falling behind a little bit when it comes to his army composition. Like, there are no Ghosts ready. There are no Liberators ready.
But he's got a really high Marauder count, and he still has Souls on the map. I'm still not sure about this composition from Demi. Like, there's too many Ultralisks and not enough Banes on the ground, or, like, not enough Lings. There's going to be a lot of Marauders and Thors going up against Ultralisk here, and the SimCity is not great just yet, but the Planetary Fortress, Seither's going to see the massive Ultralisk here.
Yeah.
And just keep making drops. His +3 attack is done.
It's one of those things where Ultras are okay, but like they need to be accompanied by Ling Bane, right? Like pure Ultra itself is so clunky, and we'll see if he can make it work.
Yeah, like everything on the ground just obliterated. All the support units for those Ultras just died to Widow Mines, and now it's Bio versus 9 Ultras, and oh man, it's just getting absolutely annihilated by this player, man.
Exactly, he's just stutter stepping his way, slowly picking away at these Ultras. They're pushing them back, but they're so fragile, they just go down.
Yeah, and that Planetary Fortress is still alive, taking shots at anything, reinforcing through. There's Queens taking shots, and now Seither gets breathing space to push it away. Demi, luckily though, had a huge bank, and now he can capitalize on this. He had too many Ultras with that first push, but now he has the room to make Ling Bane and to support these Ultralists a little bit better. So the next push out from Demi could be the one that seals the deal for him.
Oh yeah, definitely. We've got plenty of Ling Bane on the way. That strategic play to throw away those Ultras to make room for this supply. He lost the majority of his mutas as well, and now this next push is looking a little bit more terrifying for Demi. Or Seither.
Yeah, Seither didn't quite have the production to get back on this remax here from Demi. He's going to lose this base, but not before a few Banelings get used to kill it immediately there. Seither is re-expanding behind this as well. So he's not going to have a huge deficit in economy fall there because he's already got this base back up behind it. But the army from Demi is something that he needs to be careful of. He sees the Broodlords with a scan. So he's started his Viking production. There's still no Ghost Academies, surprisingly, here from Seither.
Yeah, that's the big thing that's...
He just hasn't made Ghost.
Regardless, like, the Ghosts are the big thing he's missing, right? Like, snipes on these Broodlords, on these Ultras. Like, they do so well against these tier 3 units of the Zerg player.
56 Banelings plus on the map shortly here would definitely make things hard for the Ghosts. But, man, there's no Lings. It's all Banelings, and there's so many Widow Mines.
Exactly, and he's pretty well set up here, but he's not here at the planetary, so he has to be careful. Like, he could just click on the planetary.
Yeah, and that's exactly what he's going to do, but that's a lot of Baneling to lose right there. Does Seither have any spare CCs? He does, and he's going to immediately throw that orbital command down at that base. So once again, he's just not really going to lose out on his economy too much. But these Widow Mines getting triggered by Broodlings is going to be pretty nice.
Oh yeah, definitely. There's detection here as well, so the Broodlords can slowly pick away at these Widow Mines.
Seither does have a bigger army as well, like in just pure army count, but just the technical side of Demi's army is very scary to contend with right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like with these Broodlords and Ultras, one thing he's really missing is like maybe even some Vipers to help out those Broodlords to get, the Ultras to get on top of some of this army. Oh, it's Lone Thor.
Yeah, single Thor in the middle of the map. He's going to find what the army is here for Seither, gets a full scan, gonna set himself up here for his next fight.
Oh no,
was the wrong spot. But I don't think he wants siege tanks right now. He wants to swap out that supply, to be honest. So I don't think he minds that too much.
Oh god, but there are enough Banelings here to maybe even take out this planetary as well. So Seither is kind of like forfeiting his base defense. He's just going for the attack.
Yeah, he wants to try and trade out a couple of bases here of Demi's. He knows that army is very slow moving with those Broodlords, so he's just going to try and take advantage of that here.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll see how that goes again. Like, there are still a couple of CCs on the way for Seither, so he can afford to lose some of these bases. Unfortunately, he doesn't go back for that hatchery.
Yeah, he knew the army was nearby, so engaging on that one might have been a little bit too risky. The plus side though, there was no creep there.
Yeah, there's no creep like down here to the south whatsoever, so it's going to be a little bit awkward for Demi to really engage into these southern bases.
Yeah, but he's pulling Seither every which way right now, like a Ling Rambai up at the top that he can't ignore, otherwise his economy's just going to die. And now Demi's setting up his entire army to the south during all this.
Yeah, exactly. Seither has a portion of his army here to meet it, but it's not ideal. It's just a couple of Marines and Marauders.
Yeah, Stem up, he just sees the army, he's like, alright, I gotta forfeit this position, I'm not ready for this fight yet. Oh, he's dropping in multiple locations on the other side of the map, though. Oh, no, okay, no. Changelings.
Yeah, just a couple of changelings all over the place for some reason.
I just thought they might have been drops.
Oh god, I mean, we do have a drop here to the north, looking to head towards one of these bases, but it looks like Demi should. Yeah, he does come back to respond to this.
Yeah, but Seither lost so much of his economy now too, and he's almost down to his standing army, and he's losing all those supply depots at that third base as well. Supply blocking him is gonna be rough pickings here for Seither for the rest of this game to get back on top.
Definitely. Like, I like these drops now, but it feels like it could be a little bit too late. As we were talking about earlier, like, this army of Demi is quite slow to respond to them, so it would have been great to have seen a bunch of drops earlier on, and now it feels a little bit too late since, you know, Seither has lost so much of his economy.
Yeah, and Seither is pretty much not replacing his economy at all. He's just going flat army, and he's going to have quite a big army still if he just goes pure army from here on out. So that's something, but the problem is like he's going to be cost efficient better because look at that bank from Demi.
Yeah. God, it's huge. So Demi, he can afford to take some losses. It's possible, like, if Seither wins like a big engagement and just like goes from there and just tries to take out a couple of bases, like he won't give Demi enough time to rebuild.
Yeah, the engagement has to be so clean from Seither though. He almost has to take out the entire army with minimal, like 20 army supply loss, otherwise it's going to be in huge trouble.
Exactly, and it's hard to see that happening. Like, Demi, he's just so on point with all these run buys, just again hindering the economy of Seither.
Yeah, Demi's doing everything right so far.
Now, links in all the bases. Eventually, they will be cleaned up, but again, he's just keeping Seither busy, keeping Seither's economy down. The CC's on fire. Hopefully, it does get repaired. And Demi, he's just making more Broodlords.
Yeah, and as I said, like, Seither is just not replacing his economy at all. He's now up to 154 army supply.
Oh boy. Which again, I guess it is kind of a win condition, right? Like, he's like, you know what, I can't, like, pull myself back into this in a longer game. Like, if I go for focusing on my army, just completely maxing out, having a larger army than that of Demi, like, maybe he can make something happen.
Yeah. I mean, looking at Demi's army too, like, it's so supply heavy, so if he gets a good round of snipe stuff and just takes out those big money units quickly, you can definitely see him capitalizing if he goes for a hard push.
Oh yeah.
After playing something like that up.
Definitely, it's going to be all about those snipes. It's going to be about some of these.
So many snipes available. Oh my god!
Jesus Christ! Maybe too much. Like, it's important to bear in mind that he has to deal with the banelings as well.
Yeah, I mean, he's got Marauders and Thors, I guess, kind of. But man, the ghosts have to be behind everything.
Yeah.
There he goes. He is pulling those ghosts back.
Well, he does pull them back, and yeah, this could be the final engagement of the game. We'll see. Yo, there's a lot of Vikings.
Yeah, he wins the air fight at least, but there's just so much on the ground.
Okay, and he does scan, and I think he realizes, hey, you don't have that many corruptors, so maybe he can be a little bit more aggressive with these Vikings.
Yeah, the anti-air is just non-existent almost. Like, there is corruptors, but if he can't take a direct fight with these Vikings. So it's either he's just going to take advantage of his air advantage and get pick wherever he can.
Yeah, exactly. There are still plenty of supports, so they are pushing back into the old Demi. He's going for it.
Yeah, the ghosts. Actually, he's going to try and snipe the detection, but it is not working. All the ghosts in the back just get annihilated. And Seither drops below 100 supply.
Oh my god, that was so many ghosts going down.
He's sniping the rest of the overseers, though.
Oh, that he is. The rest of the Broodlords are going to go down. The Ultras are trying to get on top of the army, but they get sniped.
And all the Ultras are just getting annihilated on the ground, too. This is Seither's little window here to try and get back into it, but the bank of Demi is just huge.
Yeah, exactly. 5 ultras on the way, 17 corruptors, which I don't know if I agree with, especially since the Vikings are just landing.
Yeah, this is an odd position.
Oh my god, yeah, it's like, especially because of the way Demi just spent his bank. And
Yeah,
the way
he's got a gas to make Broodlords.
Oh my god, Demi, what have you done? Like, this is still winnable for Seither.
Yeah, it very much so. Like, he's going to be able to kill a couple of ultras as soon as they spawn. But, oh my god, that one didn't even attack.
Yeah, it didn't even attack. There's another ultraless move commanding past them. It's gonna go down. It's gonna be all about the Ling Bane and the ultras to try and deal with this. There are so many Vikings.
Yeah, Blinding Cloud is going to be his best friend right now, but oh my god, there's just so much going on. I don't know who's winning this fight. I think it's still Demi, unfortunately, for Seither. The rest of his army does get cleaned up, and oh my god.
GG. Unfortunately, there was no more energy left on those ghosts for any more snipes. The ultralists were barely enough. GG.
GG indeed. Man, he really making himself work for that win.
Oh my god.
You know what? I'm winning this game so much, I'm gonna just try and make it look like a scrape play.
Yeah, exactly. Man, I have so much bank. Yo, I'm just gonna make 20 corruptors. Oh, I can't make any more brute lords. Oh god, what have I done? It almost cost him the game. But yeah. GG.
All right, so we're going to Australia for map number 4 here. If Lightshade was this map, then I think we're going to see Submarine as our game number 4.
Oh boy, Submarine. We'll see. We'll see how Seither does here. Again, like, I feel like Submarine does favor Terran a little bit when it comes to like strong biotank pushes. I think thankfully for Demi, I don't foresee Seither going for that like heavy Widowmine drop style on Submarine. He could whip it out, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a different style map just because of the short rush distance there, the short rally distance as well. Like I feel like the Widowmine really sees its potential on the bigger map.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
It's because like Terran doesn't have to worry about moving out too much or being too present. They can just fly medivacs around, boost them around, and just do a ton of damage. But yeah, I have to see what is coming out for game number 4. No lobby just yet, so we can't call it.
Yeah, as Demi is just, he had to set up his VPN, switch it over.
Yeah.
For the corresponding server, as we are waiting for the lobby to be made. As we do have a couple
struggles.
Yeah. If you're new to watching Southeast Asian or Oceanic events, like it's a pretty common thing here where players are constantly like switching VPNs depending on the server that we're playing on.
Yeah. What do you think we're gonna see here? Like it depends on the map, though, of course. So if it's gonna be Submarine, I feel like Demi's gonna be the aggressor again.
I always want to like.
Oxide slipped into the map pool.
Wow, so it is quite possible that Submarine was the map that was vetoed.
Definitely, like it has to be one of those two maps, right? Like that gets vetoed, and I'm surprised that Oxide is the one that slips through.
Yeah, especially because, again, on a map like Oxide, like there are so many rocks all over the place, and like I feel like we're probably going to see that drop style once again from Seither.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's what I was just gonna say. Like if it was Submarine, I didn't think we were gonna see Widowmine play, but now that Oxide has made it in, it's such a nice map for him to get comfortable. I think we're definitely gonna see the Widowmine play.
It's also possible. Like I can just imagine Demi right now. Like they did their vetoes before game number 1, and after game number 1, he's like, "My God, why did I let Oxide through?" He's like, "What have I done?"
Yeah, there's definitely possible. It's like, yeah, do we have good enough Terrans? And I don't think you might have seen the games last night, and that's why. They're seeing it firsthand in the grand final against Seither. It's probably the Terran you least want that to come up against, knowing that he knows those strategies.
Yeah, definitely. Oh god, we'll see if Demi has had some time to come up with a better response. I mean, we did see earlier, like, he did open up with roaches, and I do think that may have been a more aggressive play that Demi would have wanted to have gotten into. Of course, because it was like a big Banshee opener, like he wasn't able to do so, but yeah, we could see that here.
Yeah. So what do you get? What can you do, Demi?
Like, I
think he has to go roaches here, but he has to kind of keep it on the down low, like keep his count hidden, but show a little bit of roaches just to make it look like, okay, he might have got roaches for an early defense, but he might not be committing, kind of deal. Like, I think that's the kind of play he has to go for.
Yeah.
And then, like, when the mass Widowmine comes out, he's got a few roaches in each mineral line. All the Widowmines are getting sniped, and then you go into your, like, Ling Bay muted there. If you have that shut down.
Exactly. It's one of those things where part of me wishes Demi would spend a little bit of time with Mio, or like you know, just a little bit of time so that Mio can like take him under his wing a little bit, because Demi is known for more of his macro style, not so much his aggression. Like, I don't know how much he has like up his sleeve in terms of that, right? Like, how much he has available to him.
Yeah, like he can do it. Like, I've seen him in the GPOs against like Pez, the likes of Azure. Like, he has the caliber to be able to just like throw a random attack in there and just be really strong. So yeah, like he doesn't have to play his big reactionary style all the time. Like, he's got the flexibility.
And we shall see as we spawn in here in map number 4, as this is the grand finals of Demi SEA Weekly number 7. Thank you so much, NXZ, for the raid. We really appreciate it. I'm sorry I missed it. I imagine you were playing StarCraft. If so, that's exciting. That's good to hear. As here in the bottom left, we have, representing Downfall Gaming, hailing from the land of India. He's down 0-1-2 in this best of 5 finals. It is Demi.
And in the top right, currently on match point, the blue Terran out of Geelong, representing Mind Freak, it is Seither. True. That is a good point, actually. I think he just likes his mules too much.
Yeah, there we go. Like, you can't, Demi can't say no to his mutas. You can't separate them.
Happen. All right. Well, yeah, I don't think they did try to make a pact. Well, Demi tried to anyway. Demi tried to start a pact in the pre-game chat saying, I won't make mutas if you don't make Widow mines. But yeah, Seither wasn't having that.
Yeah, unfortunately, Seither isn't going to be following that. A part of me wishes that he would have. I think it would have gone for like, oh, like, what's he gonna do? But
it would have been almost like wing style, like wing style, like really really early wall where it was just like kind of roaches, wings and paints.
Oh god, but unfortunately they didn't come to an agreement, so we could be seeing Widowmines, we could be seeing mutas. We'll see what Demi has in store for us, already showing off that he's afraid of that style. He's not confident whatsoever. Yeah, and showing your fear against Seither, he'll exploit it. Don't give him that little inch. Exactly. And props to Demi, every single game this series, like, he has been sending his overlords around to make sure there hasn't been a proxy or anything crazy like that. Yeah, I feel like this is probably a map where Seither would have
most likely, yeah, this is probably the least likely map for Seither to go racks on, because it's just such a nice, comfortable map for Terran in general. Even like just like the proxy 2 racks, you just do like quick one where you go economic behind it is almost kind of nice, but yeah, you don't want to go any more commitment than that on this map.
Yeah. As we do see Seither, he is this time not going for a 1-1-1. He did get a much faster third CC after the factory. And we'll keep an eye on whether we see like drilling claws once again, and we just get back into that Clan Fiesta.
Yeah, I was saying that very fast 3CC. I think it is going to lean towards that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To be honest, and he's getting himself a second. Oh, okay. The second guy's is coming up in the natural.
Oh, okay. Meanwhile, there it is, roaches.
Huh.
And Seither, he does have his Reaper alive. Oh my god, is he gonna find it?
He's making the jump and he found it.
Wow.
He gets a click on it too. And Seither will know what's up. He has a tech lab available to him at that starport, so Banshees will probably start. There we go.
Yep. There we go. I guess the one upside about this is that because Demi is going for roaches and because he got scouted, like he is forcing Seither to react as well. If Seither was planning to go for some drops, like things like the medevacs, and that would have been delayed.
Yeah. And just because he got the roach one doesn't mean he has to make any either. Like it's only 150 minerals to make that. He kind of probably wishes he had some roaches right now.
Oh no, we saw this earlier in game number 1, and the Hellions, they do slip in, they get a decent amount of drone kills.
Yeah, 10 workers and the count is not done. 10, 11. That's a lot of workers to lose to 4 Hellions. Missed all 8.
Oh yeah, like Demi, he's busy being worried about the Widow Mines, so mate, that wasn't the least of his problems.
Not at all. And yeah, it's gonna be a tilting start there for Demi. He does have a big fleeting drone count still behind this. Like he didn't make any lings really. So when he finally cleaned it up, he still has a huge drone count still, and he's still replenishing it pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like he droned up heavily, so he didn't have anything to defend, but he also droned up heavily, which means he could kind of afford to lose a couple of workers. Like his economy isn't like too bad.
Yeah, like his mineral income is still nice. He's about to have like 3 full saturation mineral lines, and we'll be adding on his gases again shortly. So like, yeah, it's not too bad. He needs to take his 4th base pretty soon though. There it is.
There it is, beautifully done. Getting that 4th base up. He did get his double Evers, working on his Baneling, so he is eventually going to work his way up to that Ling Bane style. I imagine he's going to go Mutas as well.
Yeah, I hope so too. Like, because he hasn't seen the Widow Mines yet, and it almost looks like are they going down that pact anyway? Because the Widow Mines here from Seither.
Yeah.
Hydra Den from Demi.
What? What a madman!
They agree. The gentleman, the handshake, man. It happened.
Oh my god. Oh boy, I don't know if I've seen Demi go Lingbane Hydra before. Like he's again, he loves his mutas. That's what he tends to go for. We'll see how this goes. Again, like Seither, he's already like getting a decent like army composition against this. Like as you said, like he's not going for Widow Mines. He's going for tanks instead.
Yeah, like he scans the naturals. He should know that layer should be done by now. So he doesn't see the roach horn wiggling at all. So he doesn't see commitment to roaches. So he's a little bit in the dark of what the tier 2 tech is here from Demi so far. So yeah. that's a plus for Demi.
Definitely, like he has successfully kept his opponent in the dark. Seither is going for a big push here at the 4th base location.
This is a very big like kind of timing here. There's a lot of lings, there's some Banes on the map, but there's no Bane speed, and there's 2 tanks here. So this is going to be a pretty devastating push. It's going to come down to a very decisive hold here from Demi. He gets on top of it whatever he can. These siege tanks are in trouble, and it looks like this hold is going to go pretty well here for Demi. Cleans up the tanks as well.
Oh, nicely done. He had plenty of lings here in position. Despite that massive 1-1 timing, he was able to get on top of the army. Here we see Seither, he's attempting to go into the main, and if he did, he would have caught a glimpse of those Hydras.
Yeah, it would have been almost worth losing a Medivac or so.
Yeah, he's unaware. And Demi, yo, he's going full lurker. Like, infestation pit's on the way. I imagine. Yeah, hive lurker.
There's the hive. Yeah, but the problem is he hasn't thrown down the lurker den yet.
Oh.
Like, it's a Latec unit. Oh, sorry, Latec building.
Yeah, definitely. And like, you definitely need those lurkers as well to help, like, as that anchor point for your Zerg army.
You know what? I think you might have forgotten the lurker den.
It's possible, because typically you throw down your lurker den at the same time as your hive, so it lines up for the lurker upgrades. But yeah, still no, as you said, no lurker den.
Yeah, and that's his first vision of the Hydras as well. Oh, this third base completely. He's gonna die.
Oh my god, no, it goes down.
And 12 workers going down at the fourth base as well. It's falling apart.
Oh my god, just like, despite like hiding the tech, like it didn't even matter. There's drops all over the place. Earlier, he got a kill on that fifth base. He gets a kill on the third base. 17 drones go down.
Yeah, with all this pressure as well, this is gonna just make him forget that lurker den even faster now. Like this hive's gonna finish. It's gonna be like, all right, I start my upgrade for my lurkers now, right?
Feels bad, man. Okay, we've got some Vipers on the way at least, so he is still utilizing that hive in some way. He still has, of course, blinding clouds available to him, which will be useful. But again, like, you really need lurkers to round this army composition out.
Yeah. No. Maybe he didn't intend to go lurkers. He's just going Ling Hydra Bane. Like, he still hasn't thrown it down. His hive's been completed for a long enough time now to realize. But no, he's committing to Ling Hydra Bane right now with Vipers.
Okay, interesting. I mean, this can work, especially because of the tanks, right? They are typically very stationary, so you can use those blinding clouds and try and get on top of the army. Of course, like, he is struggling a little bit after losing all that economy, like all those bases.
Yeah, he's in such a big recovery mode right now, and Seither, he's so set on these 4 bases. He's starting to add on his 5th base now. He's getting close to max. His 2/2's done. Oh, he just that was not a changeling. So.
Do you think it's like an unlucky moment where, like, it just wasn't a part of the control group and he moved his army? He's like, oh, it must be a changeling, so he just kills it.
I don't think so.
Oh god, that poor Marine. But here we go, Seither. He's maxed out. He's getting ready to move out across the map. Oh my god, double Ultra Cavern on the way.
Yeah, gonna go into the double upgrades, it seems, because he's got catching up to do. So I see the reasoning. I don't feel like it's a mistake at this point, because like Seither hadn't been harassing while that was going on either. So yeah, I think that's a decision there by Demi to just go double upgrades to try and catch up.
Okay.
Just like Renfro, man, it's gonna do some work.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially since Seither isn't turning around. Like, he's relying on his reinforcements to really help deal with this.
Yeah, gets up on top of this tank. See, SCVs are trying to get out, but there's so many Lings here.
Yeah, and like, I would have been okay with this if Seither like went with his army, right? Like, and taken advantage of the fact that
the sending army that the Demi is tiny compared to the army Seither has there.
Exactly. Like Seither, he could be using this opportunity since so much supply is across the map, but he's just waiting.
Yeah, he's finally starting to move in. I think he's finally getting a little bit of a whiff of what that army is there. He's trying to just get some reinforcement back at home, but he was maxed out. That's why he's unable to like reinforce the defense.
Yeah. Oh boy.
It's like 130 plus supply across the map.
And he lost both engineering bays.
At the last second too, by the look of it, for +3 attack. Alright, here comes a big defensive play here from Demi. If he wins this fight, he's got himself back into this game, and he's on creep here. Seither, he's losing a lot, and he still has a lot of standing army here on the ground.
Oh my god, even Yoinks the tank as well. Like, Demi, he's been able to buy enough time against Seither. Like, he was incredibly overly passive there. Took him a long time to really pull that trigger, and he's finally dealt with the attack across the map, but he lost so many workers there.
Yeah, we're expanding into his 5th base as well behind all this. He hasn't replenished his worker count either, so he's just going to be looking to just make that big army here once again. Like, look at that reduction tab, just full of units.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the problem is that Demi, like, he bought enough time to really, like, get a decent army up and running. We have ultras on the way. We have one of those upgrades on the way. He's opting not to go for the double upgrades, unfortunately. But like regardless, I don't think it really matters here. Like
Yeah, and Seither's starting to get comfortable again, man. He started up his engineering base again. His 5th base is nice and happy. It's not turning into a planetary just yet. It looks like it's just a mule drop over there. And replenishing the SCV count a little bit now. But yeah, he's looking very comfortable. He's got to be careful there because like the 3/3 in kindness is going to be there for Demi for this next fight, and Seither's going to be still 2/2.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it was huge that Demi was able to get so much damage done with that massive run by, like, getting both of those engineering bays. We'll see if he can take advantage of that. Again, Seither, he has to be so much more careful because of that as well. Like, he's going to be behind on upgrades for a while.
Yeah, and Demi doesn't really look... He isn't looking to push this army away. He's really waiting for him to get down into this area here, I think, before he attacks, and he gave up 2 bases for this position.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if it's worth it. Like, he is setting up to maybe surround the entire army, banking up that energy on those Vipers.
Yeah, Seither's finally cleaning up those creep tumors though, but obviously the creep's going to take a while to recede, and Demi has to make his move before that creep recedes.
Yeah, he's going for it.
There it is.
And he pushes on forward. A lot of the tanks are going down, but the majority of the bios stand strong, and there's barely any banelings remaining. Yeah,
Demi still has the lead in army, and he's going to be able to reinforce this army quite nicely. The Vipers are still high in energy, so this next fight, if he takes the fight quickly when these Lings spawn, he could be in a good spot to push Seither all the way back. But there's just a nice little reinforcement of Marines there as well.
Yeah, exactly. Seither is very slowly moving on forward. Oh, Demi? Okay. He doesn't quite pull the trigger quite yet.
Yeah, now the creeps receded too. Oh, that's sweet.
I want him to get his revenge. I want him to deny the upgrade.
Yeah. Man, these Marauders are doing so much work. They actually dealt out so much damage there, and he gets actually to save most of them too. Another Ling run by trying to get some work done here for Demi. There is reinforcements here. There's a lot of Banelings about to be charged in at that base too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, this could be enough Banelings to even focus down the CC, but again, there are plenty of reinforcements here to help prevent that.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to swing around to that 5th base. It is a planetary.
Oh. Yep. It was just enough. It was just enough. The planetary goes down, but that also does cue Seither. Like, he can bring his reinforcements across the map.
Yeah, unfortunately, it just puts him right in the path of the army there of Demi, so that reinforcement gets cleaned up fairly nicely. A lot of Banelings do get traded out there, unfortunately, for Demi. But Seither, his position here is so strong.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, with those Liberators, with all those tanks. See, Demi, he trickled in a little bit.
Yeah, and these Ultras are getting really, really damaged. They're just kind of dying here.
Yeah.
Some transfusions are happening, but it's just not enough. He's even forcing everything back. Demi's starting to really tumble in his strong army units here. It's just one Ultralisk, a few Vipers, versus a huge bio army.
Exactly. We were talking about it. We're like, Ultras are great and all, but like, the Baneling nest goes down. No more Banelings. This is it. This is all that Demi has.
Yeah, 6 Ultralists are about to pop, and this has to be the pivotal defense here for Demi, or otherwise it's done.
Oh god, and it looks like he's trying to maybe get a wrap around, and he's gonna lose another Ultra.
Just so careful with these units here. He gets away with a bunch of those Marauders as well. Here comes the full surround here from Demi. Is it going to be enough? Good blinding cloud, but Seither is retreating into Demi's natural to hold a better ground.
Oh yeah, he kites back. The bio is so overstimmed, it looks like there's just enough for Demi to hold.
Yeah, so much. Oh, actually, a couple of medivacs die on the way up there with units in it too. So a decent hold there for Demi, but once again, his like big army units got reset. He's chonking out in supply on Ultra. Like he's got what 5, 6 Ultralists there, 3 more on the way. So like that's so much supply in Ultralists right now. And Seither's gonna have has a pretty okay economy as well, so he can resupply this.
Yeah, definitely. Like, he had a CC ready to replace this. It's like it's gonna shortly turn into a planetary as well. He is a little bit down in terms of the worker count, but you know, with mules, he's able to make up for that at least a little bit. Oh, Demi trickling in a couple of free links. Oh, no.
It's probably going to be another right click, but see the setup on this base. It's not going to work this time.
Yeah, definitely. And luckily, Demi, he was on point with replacing that Bailey nest as well.
Almost picked off another Ultra List there. He was trying to start a step on it, though. Alright, setting up a big surrender. There's a lot of vibes in there with a very high energy. Some good blinding clouds go down. A pretty good fight to start with here for Demi. So many Ultras on the ground. It looks like Demi might actually be able to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's a lot of Marines here, not that many Marauders, so it looks like, oh my god, Demi, he takes out the planetary.
Yeah, they're losing all their health there. The Queens are here for transfuses, but they're gonna die.
Wow, they don't get any transfuses off, and the Ultras are so low as well.
Yeah, he does kill the planetary fortress, though. That is a big win for Seither. He's forced to fly his main orbital command into position here to be able to resupply. But man, this Demi's starting to run out of money. He's trying to re-expand, though.
Yeah, exactly. Like earlier, like Demi was well ahead in terms of the army supply, but now like he's struggling a little bit. We have a couple of Vipers on the way to replace the ones that he lost. No more Ultras, and these Ultras are already low to begin with.
Yeah. It's going to be a rough next couple of fights here for Demi because the siege tank count has gotten back up there again for Seither. He's got a good Marauder count as well. So it's going to be interesting. Like, Seither was very bunched up for that last fight. If he gets a better choke point, it might be better for him.
Yeah. Speaking of choke points, this area right here, oh god, Demi is forced to evacuate the hatchery as well.
How did that drone get out?
Somehow, some way. Oh, another thing run by though.
Yeah, Seither is on top of it. He's got his reinforcements ready on the ramp. He needs it's a bit of an awkward fight here. He does have a few reinforcements here to help out.
Oh yeah, and Seither is actually pulling his entire army back home as well to deal with this.
Yeah, does lose a tank there, unfortunately, but he does completely push this away. There is a single Ling in that mineral line, though. And it can do some work. It is 3-3 with Adrenal.
Oh my god, he got one SCV. It's gonna get another. No!
Alright, Seither is already set up on that base to the south. There's so much here, and Demi is just moving through the middle of the map. It looks like he wants to try and catch the reinforcements here and catch Seither out of position, and it is working so far.
Oh yeah, he was able to catch those reinforcements, cause the Seither to pull back a little bit, but the hatchery did go down. Now he's looking to situate himself outside of the third base. Yeah,
the creep spread is pretty good around here, though, so it's going to take a while for the Seither to get a really good entrenched position here, and Demi looks like he might try to attack it before this creep proceeds.
Yeah, exactly. He's got his Vipers, they've got plenty of energy, he's going in.
Yeah, Big Stimmer might be a little bit too late, though. He's trying to kite back around. All the siege tank have been blanketed in blinding cloud, and this looks like it might be the fight for Demi.
Yeah, exactly. No more tanks, but now that he's off creep, Demi does pull back.
Yeah, oh man, this is such a back and forth game. We're 20 minutes in. Both players are just really trying to eke out whatever they can, but I think Demi is slowly winning the battle here, Light. He's got his economy back in place. He's got this base up in the top, in the middle left. He's got, he's maxed out. He's got a bank starting to accrue as well. Seither is barely trying to scrape into the 150s in supply.
Yeah, exactly. Like, slowly but surely, Demi, he's been able to expand and, use those resources to get a better army. He doesn't even have to engage here. He's just going for it.
Yeah, he's just trying to shut down any more economic here, or economic standpoint at all here for Seither. Like, he's going to pull the army back here because there's a base under pressure. Going to lose it for sure. A few more drones going to go down, but Demi, he could have almost gone for the threat there and make sure there's no more reinforcements ever. He could have almost, just gone straight into the natural, up into the main, and just killed all the barracks. So, like, Seither can't get back there to defend that properly. Yeah,
definitely. Like, that base was very, like, there was barely any resources left. Like, Demi didn't need to hold on to it whatsoever, but instead he didn't commit to the fight, but he's looking to go for it now.
Or Seither's a little bit unsieged here. But the Ultras are in a really awkward position. They're just going to die to the Liberators.
Yeah.
This fight is going to turn around for Seither's favor really, really quickly here. An Ultra called out of position as well.
Exactly.
On the retreat.
Like, every single Ultra just went down. Like, the Lings and Banes weren't really there to support. They were kind of spread out a little bit too thin, and suddenly, like, this has swung Seither's way.
Yeah, he's really got the advantage now. He's got the base up in the top left that's now secure. He's pushed across the map. He's replenishing his economy, and now he's got Demi back on his side of the map.
Oh my god, now Demi, he's desperately trying to morph in as many Banelings as he can to help deal with this as well. He lost the majority of his Vipers, only one remaining.
Yeah, he's setting up an insane surround though, but he can't with the Vipers. He needs the Vipers for this fight.
Oh my god, even gotta get a couple of free ultras. Oh god, and I mean, like, a couple of the reinforcements are getting caught out, which is nice. You know, Demi, he's taking a couple of free wins there, but oh god, the ultras are just all alone.
Yeah, ultras are just getting absolutely annihilated, but the good thing for Demi, actually stifled the economy there with Seither again in the north, but this fight on the front, this might be the deciding fight of the game here, right? As Demi rolls in from two sides.
That he does, and the Baileys are trying to get the connections, but they can't.
I think he still has too much though. Like, Demi's economy is still a little bit better than Seither's, because he, just before that fight, Demi actually had a little standing army over there and killed every transferring SCV. And now he's going to long distance one.
I mean, he was incredibly oversaturated. He still is oversaturated here. Like, might as well do something with those workers. But he pulls back. Oh, God.
All right. Where do we go from here? Like, Seither still has, what? He's got... Is it all just, like, 3 orbital commands and a single planetary fortress left over?
Pretty much. Pretty much. Oh, God.
Yeah. This fight though, Seither's a little bit caught here. All of his sea shanks are close together. Parasitic bombs blanketing those medevacs, and I think Demi has done it with this fight. Everything is so low here for Seither, and Demi has such a great standing army.
Yeah, exactly. Even if Seither holds on here, there's just so many Lings coming in to reinforce as well. The tank does siege up behind this, but there's just barely anything left.
GG, we're going to game 5.
Wow. GG, well played. Demi, once again, he's able to put another point on the board. As you said, we're going to that game 5.
Indeed. Man. Yeah, like, for sure. Like, I thought Demi, if he got to lurkers, he definitely would have been like nearly unbeatable for the composition that Seither was going for. But he managed to he just really stuck it out on that Ling Hydra Bane Ultra. And it worked out for him. He just managed to keep knocking Seither back. That huge Ling run by was the biggest key thing there for Demi to keep himself in that game. If he didn't get that, if that was unsuccessful, I think that would have definitely been Seither's game.
Yeah, definitely. Oh boy. Part of it also comes down to, if you recall, like, there was a moment where, like, maybe for a solid minute, it felt like almost 2 minutes, where Seither was like outside the 4th of Demi with his main army, and he was just kind of chilling, maxed out, just like watching everything at home die because he couldn't produce anything because he was maxed out. And I was like, what's happening right now? Like, what? But GG, Demi, he pulls it back. We're here. We are in the ace match, and it is going to be on Pillars of Gold.
Yeah, this is a scary map for Seither to be going into game number 5 on Pillars of Gold. Very nice Zerg map, but we've seen Seither pull off some great builds against Demi in general on this map. Like, we've seen 2 base all-ins where he just like counters any meter timing.
Yeah, definitely. And the other thing, bear in mind, in the back of your mind, like, Seither, he could go full Bjorn, and in the ace match, he could go for a proxy.
Could do.
But here we are in the top right-hand corner of Pills of Gold LE. We have the Shark himself. He has brought himself back from a 2-0 deficit here to the ace match. He is representing Downfall Gaming from the land of India. It is Demi.
Down in the bottom left, we have our blue Terran from Mind Freak. Coming out of Victoria, Australia, it is Seither. Two apiece, light. 2 apiece. Last semi of the year. Game 5. What a way to end so far.
I know, right? I was feeling very concerned for Demi, not gonna lie, with how this like series started. It was very concerning. But Demi, he's been able to bring himself back.
Yeah, now it's got the momentum shift in his favor. Like, he was the last person to win the last two maps, so he's got all the momentum his way. Seither is now the one under pressure to perform in game number 5.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Now it's all on Seither's shoulders. We'll see if he can, you know, bring himself back. We'll see if, like, mentally he's still okay, like, after losing those 2 games in a row.
I've already put mental games on Seither, man. He's the calmest person of all time when it comes to pro gaming.
It's great.
You won't see, like, any tilt until the game's over from him. Like, during the game, he's just what do you call it? Stone cold, man.
And that's what you need. That's what you need in a game like StarCraft. It's so often we see some players, even players like Demi, like, kind of tilt or get upset after a loss. We'll see what Seither has in store for us this game. We'll see if he has a return, if he brings the return of those Widow Mines.
I think it might be because he's doing that double Reaper opening.
Oh yeah, and he's opening up with 2 Raxes.
This is the bit where on Romantic side he had the opportunity to just kill Demi with that Marine Hellion attack.
Oh. Oof. Wow, already. It's okay. He's got. He meant to lose that one. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just meant to put Demi to false insecurity to try and, like, put some tech down.
All planned.
You put a Roach Warrior down after killing my Reaper. Well, guess what? Put another Reaper.
Oh my god. But as you said, like, this is very reminiscent to the game on Romantic side. This is exactly how Seither opened up, minus losing the Reaper. But
yeah. I mean, like, even on Romantic side, the double Reaper didn't really get anything done, so I think that's okay. This guy, that Command Center boy.
Yep.
Yeah, this is what we saw, wasn't it? Yeah, it was like Command Center before Starport.
Yes. This is exactly what we saw. So we'll see if Demi, hopefully, like, the past 2 games, the games that he's won, he has thrown down Roach Warrens, right? Like, he has kind of, because of that, forced Seither to play a different kind of way. But this game so far, we don't see that.
Yeah, and this Reaper's gonna get in. Demi's like, wait a minute, I thought I killed you already. But this is allowing Seither. He just got a full scat of all the 2 base creep spread. So he knows exactly what Demi has and, like, what is capable of current.
Exactly. He sees that there's no Roach Warren, no extra gases, no early lair. Like, everything's pretty standard because of that, and he's free to go into his game.
Yeah, and what's a Hellion cannon? Did he even get any Hellions this time around? No,
yeah.
Okay, there's the Hellion. So it looks like it is going to be that. Where's he going to put down the armory? Where can he hide it this time around?
That's going to be the question. Last time it
There's
was
no
really
airspace this time.
Yeah.
If he gets Overlord, he can just throw down the army. He knows where that Overlord is now.
To be fair, like, okay, there we go. The armory is being thrown down. Demi, unlike last time he didn't even have a Baneling Nest ready for the Hellbats. This time he's playing this a little bit safer.
Yeah, definitely. He's got a lot of Lings on the ground this time as well. So, actually, there's a lot of Zerglings coming out here from Demi.
Oh boy, okay, so he's gonna have plenty of army on the ground to help deal with this. Not just deal with this, but maybe even potentially go for a counterattack afterwards.
Yeah, he's gonna really hope he gets a good wraparound and kills the Medivacs here, because if Seither isn't able to retreat his units, yeah, definitely, he's in huge trouble.
Oh yeah. Yeah, as we do see the lair on the way again, a lot of Lings being banked up here. The Baneling Nest is done.
Yeah, and the push is making his way across the map. Demi just has a solid read on this, man. He didn't really get a lot of a read, but he still knows.
Yeah, all he saw were the 2 Raxes, which again could have been a bit of a tell to what Seither was going for, and he's just ready for the army.
Yeah, and we're like a minute past the regular 2-1-1 timing as well, so that also helps. But that's a lot of queens. Even the queens can just kind of almost hold this.
Yeah, exactly. Like, they're just swatting this away. Seither has to be so careful. He sees all those things as well.
Yeah, there's no base speed on the way either here from Demi. Like, his lair's done. There's bane speed starting up now, and yeah, that's Okay, well, that kind of puts us in the same spot as game number 1 on Romanticide. Like, no one really kind of killed each other. They just kind of looked at each other with some units.
Mm.
So the Hellions with the Medivac got some work done, and it looks like that's what Seither is backing this up with.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it's going to come down to. Like, the thing is, this time, as opposed to game number 1, Demi, he has a lot of ground army, so he has a lot of, like, maybe even counterattack potential, like, once those Widowmines show up.
Yeah, well, the Hellions are going to get in the main. The Lings have not rallied back to the main yet, so these Hellions have got... Oh my god, so many Grangers spawned.
Oh my god, they all just lined up, and so far only 4 have gone down.
Oh, Molson held it. I think Medivac did get out there. A little bit of a spray on the Zerglings, but not too many kills. But now it's time for the Widowmines.
All right, strap yourselves in, boys. Here we go. We got nothing but Widowmines on the way, nothing but Medivacs, and this time we got plenty of Lings for Demi.
Yeah, Hydra didn't this time, and I think Hydra is also a pretty good option against the Widowmines. They're good against the Medivacs. They're good against killing Widowmines quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So this could be a good option here, but there's Widowmines here at the front. There's a decent standing bio army back home, and here's going to be the first response.
No!
Their response. 10 workers, and in the third base as well. Oh my god.
Once again, 12.
Oh my god.
Exactly, 12 workers here in the main base. Meanwhile, another big juicy connection on the Ling base. Meanwhile, the Ling's going to the natural.
Yeah, but Seither is kind of prepared. He hasn't fired his Widowmines just yet, but there they go. Oh my god, those are some good Widowmine shots.
Jesus Christ.
Of SCVs die though. Seither's economy actually took a huge hit there.
Yeah, that was very necessary for Demi to pull off. Meanwhile, another Widowmine shot went off. Detection is required to help deal with this. And again, like a lot of the Widowmines, they were forced to stay at home defensively.
Yeah, the next wave of Widowmines are making their way out here for Seither while he tries to replenish his economy at home. I think, 1-1 just finished there for the bio, but man, he does have a big standing army here, Seither, so he should be protected against counterattacks for the next time around. But yeah, he's just got to have stuff in position.
Oh yeah, definitely. As we do see, another drop is getting ready to go into the main base. Meanwhile, it looks like this main army is going to help clear out some creep, maybe even try and hit the third.
Yeah, everything's getting into position here to defend this one. This one's not going to get in.
Wow, here we go. The Hydra's paying off for Demi, denying the medevac.
Yeah, but the trade-off is now there's no Hydra listing on the front line for this front army, and creep spread is getting wiped out currently.
Yeah, and as soon as those Hydras leave, like, I'm sure Seither's going to take that opportunity to try and go into the main.
Yeah, those 3 Hydras are enough, though. They kill that medivac before it gets in. Seither, though, setting up another position. There's a lot of creep to be had here.
Yeah, definitely, and here we go. Like, he's forced to switch into tanks, again, because he's not dealing with mutants. He's dealing with Hydras, and Widowmines aren't ideal against that. Oof.
Ooh. Oh, that was a nice Widowmine shot. 21 kills on that Widowmine light.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Regardless, like, even though these Widowmines haven't been getting into these mineral lines, like, they've been getting so much value for Seither.
Indeed, yeah. Dan Owen was having was like, oh man, these drilling coal mines are just completely unfair. Like, they don't. How much StarCraft has been paying attention to lately? And he just comes back and sees this like widow mine fiesta.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh my god!
Oh, that was a sneaky one.
Yeah.
9 worker kills.
Jesus, 9 worker kills. Meanwhile, finally the medevac.
He sneaks past those Hydralisks.
Oh god.
Oh no. Oh, the drone.
A couple do go down. Meanwhile, there's a big marine drop here over to the 5th base.
Ah, perfect. The base is finished. No, it's dead.
God, it cannot be cancelled. It will be going down. It does get sniped.
Yeah, 2-2 finishing up here for both players as well. I actually did +2 armor. Yeah, +2 armor did complete there for Demi as well. And yeah, we're going to be heading into this late game here. Vipers are now on the way. 3-3 starting up here for Seither immediately after 2-2 is finishing up. 4th base is trying to get established. There we go.
Yes, it does land as the 5th base of Demi is being retaken over to the left-hand side. And Seither, he's kind of turtling up a little bit here pretty well. Like, we've got a massive tank spread, we've got plenty of sensor towers.
Yeah, and some sneaky little changelings. These ones are actually changelings either, so you can A-click these ones.
I like the last ones. And, interesting, Demi, he's after the hive, he's going straight into those ultras.
Yeah, this is what worked for him in that light shade game as well as the last game we just had. Well, I can't even remember the map. It's just escaped me.
Oxide. There we go.
Oxide, yeah. And it worked for him there, so why won't it work for him here? And a huge run by coming into this 3rd base forces a lift. A couple of siege tanks already under fire.
Yeah, exactly. There's just not enough Marines to really protect those siege tanks. So 2, 3, 4 are going to go down, but at the same time, we've got plenty of drops across the map. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to put his base, so not looking at those Marines actually loses a huge clump to some Banelings there, and he gets to keep that base alive. Meanwhile, Seither's main army is over on the right side of the map, and there's no base from there to kill.
Oh,
there's Tigers there.
Yeah, and some nice target fire on those handful of Banelings who's able to push on forward, at least snipe these queens.
Oh, he might even just take this base. Like, Demi just gives it up.
Yeah, he wants none of it, not without Banelings, so he does end up losing that base.
Yeah, there's a bit of a rough loss there. Like, he's back down to 3 mining bases there. He does have that base at the top left. It looks like Seither is dropped there and ready to do some damage. And there's a lot of drones here for the taking. They're just transferred over here with no protection.
Oh my god, but speaking of no protection, there's no protection for that tank. Another one goes down.
Yeah, both these places are just ripping each other apart. It's just an absolute slobber knocker right now. It's just both players are just like standing in the ring at each other, just trying to jab around each other, and they're both like pulling off jabs. They're both collecting each other in the head. They're not that blurry yet.
Not quite, not quite. This time, the Ultras, I believe they were spotted from Seither. They are out from Demi, but this time, the Ghost Academy is on the way. 3-3 is on the way at a nice time as well. They weren't denied like that previous game.
Yep. Yeah, no denial. And actually, something that is quite lacking here for Demi is his +3 attack is quite far behind for his melee here. So his Banelings have taken a little bit of a nerf here for the next few minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Everything on the ground. Meanwhile, all the Ultras are here, and oh god, they connect.
Yeah, a little bit of a misclick there on Seither's army. Actually almost moved Commander's army into the Banelings there. Parasitic Bomb doing some work there for Seither as well.
Yeah, and it looks like there's just not enough to protect the tanks. The Ultras, they get on top of them.
Yeah, but most of the Ultras that were in the front have gone down as well. Now it's just a handful of Ling Bane and Hydra, and there's healing power this time. 3-3 is complete. He can fight this.
Oh yeah, he definitely can, but he opts not to. He opts to back off into the safety range of that tank. He was forced to lift up. He did save the CC.
Yeah, he's got double factory production as well, so he can make 2 tanks at a time. I wouldn't be surprised if he throws down a 3rd fac once he gets secure on that 5th base once again. Just to be able to, just because he knows he's going into that later game, the more tanks the better at this point, as it's just Hydra, Ultra.
Yeah, exactly.
For the money unit.
As we have more, actually, surprisingly, we have +2 range on the way for the Hydralisk, opting not to switch into something like a Spire or a Greater Spire.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a comp that he killed him on Oxide with, and now he's on a better favored map for his composition. May as well stick with this.
Yeah, as he's slowly getting more and more Ultralists out again, not really giving Seither the opportunity to move out. He's trying to at least get rid of some of this creep.
Yeah, Demi's been so good at like keeping his creep up. Like Seither has been denying, but Demi's just done a really good job at restoring it.
Yeah.
And a big run by coming down to the south here for this attack. There's a planetary fortress there, but it's just going to get right clicked.
Oh god, there are just so many Banelings.
Big damage there.
Yeah, definitely. Luckily, the ghosts do survive, but again, 14 SCVs and the planetary go down.
Yeah, I don't think Seither's going to be too worried about 14 SCV losses at this point. It is in that stage of the game where you do want to be kind of chopping off that SCV count a little bit for a better army.
Yeah, definitely. But, Demi's not done, and he actually took out that sensor tower as well, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for Seither to really respond.
Yeah, more run-bys on the way here as well. Like, Demi's set up.
There we go, and we do have a Spire on the way for Demi to eventually, transition out of this composition if he needs to. It will be there available to him.
Yeah. But this is another huge commitment coming into this base. I think Seither just cancelled immediately.
Yeah, exactly. Like every single time these tanks are kind of just left on their own, they do go down. The wall goes down.
Yeah, these Liberators going to fall as well to the Hydralisk, but the whole army is coming back here. And the army on the top side is looking okay as well, so he's going to be able to leave that one go. So many tanks there.
Yeah, exactly. All the Lings are down here. Oh, even trying to get the Ghost Academy.
Yeah, that's personal click there, but the Ghost is going to lose.
Oh,
that's
God.
an important upgrade.
Yeah, exactly. There's just something about Demi and sniping these upgrades. Like, previously it was 3-3, now it was Cloak.
Yeah, this one Ling. Healing power for the Marine, too strong there. And here we go, he's not letting up on these run bys. Here he comes again.
Yeah, and Seither, like he's just not there in position. He just forces the Unsiege force to start and spread his army out to help defend these fringe bases.
Yeah, almost like he had himself a 2-forward position there in front of his 5th base, and it just all his coming back to defend paths, he's just too far away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. But now he does pivot around. Oh,
okay, he finds the run by, but it's going to come in the path of a couple ghosts.
Yeah, it's not ideal. A couple of ghosts do go down. The Lings actually slip past and they're going to get into the natural.
Yeah, we also lift up there for him, unfortunately.
Oh my God, he gets into the main.
Oh, misclick.
Unfortunately, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't lift up the depot. The Lings, they get in. They're just buying so much time for. Here it is, my Broodlords.
Yeah, it's scary going to Broodlords at this stage because there's so many ghosts out already. Snipers are good against them.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like you don't necessarily like need to tech up depending on what your opponent has, but he does go for them, and like that was almost his downfall previously, if you recall, like the commitment into that Air Zerg army. Yeah,
I'm surprised. Seither got his Ghost Academy back. I don't think he started his personal cloaking just yet, but I'd almost like to see Ready to the Sun start up.
Oh,
just to try and take Vipers out. Ooh. Does lose that. That's unfortunate, but he does have 2 CCs about halfway done in front of his 4th base, sorry.
Yeah, that he does. So he will be able to replace that at some point. But again, like he has to be so careful. He's had to cancel so many bases this game already. And again, these run bys, they get another tank.
Yeah, indeed they do. The Liberator's just not enough there. He does lose a few SCVs in there as well. But Seither, man, his army is just getting bigger and bigger behind all this as well.
Yeah, I mean, that is a fair point, especially because, like, Demi, he's invested, like, he's lost a lot of his Ling Bane, like, when it comes to his army composition, like, he has a lot of these high-tech units again, and that isn't necessarily the best idea. Like, Ling Bane, like, they have their role in the Zerg army.
Yeah, this is why I really want to see Radius of the Sun come out here from Seither, because, like, there's just so many energy units that he can blanket there. If he can take the Vipers out of these fights straight away, it's so good for Seither. Like,
yeah.
He doesn't want Yoink, he doesn't want Blinding Cloud, he doesn't want Parasitic Bombs on his Medivacs.
Yeah, definitely. And there are plenty of Vipers here to do so, as Demi has slowly been getting ready, warping in a couple more Broodlords. He does get scanned.
Yeah, Seither actually made 2 more Ghost Academies, so he's actually going to go into new production here shortly if he's alive long enough.
That's if he's alive long enough, though.
Coming up strong, those of Ducks. Oh my God, everything just getting abducted here for Seither. All the Liberators are gone.
Yeah, again, this planetary is going to be going down. Meanwhile, at the same time, Seither is going for a big counterattack.
Yeah, one of the main economic bases there is Seither, Demi, but he has a huge bank here already. Demi's just going to try and flatten this army. Banelings are starting to sneak in there, getting some good shots off. And I think Demi's just entrenched himself here. I don't think Seither's going to be able to break out of here anytime soon.
Exactly. Like, Seither, he's banking a lot on this counterattack. And to be fair, he's dealing some damage. He was able to kill the top left-hand base, going to be able to kill another one, even getting on top of these Banelings.
Yeah, all these Banelings going to get cancelled here. He's got healing power there as well, so any kind of like Ling Bane hold is not going to work back there. So if he can hold on the front, it might look good for him, but Broodlords etching away at your base is not a fun time right now for Seither.
Yeah, exactly. He's starting Viking production now, but it's a little bit too late. Like, there's barely any, oh, never mind. Like, there are Hydras here, regardless, to help support those Broodlords.
Yeah, he's got Ghost in the back. He snipes at one Ultralisk, but there's still just so much more to contend with.
Yeah, exactly. And slowly but surely, the army across the map is getting whittled down. And again, Seither, he just can't contend with this. Demi is just inching closer and closer.
He can't reinforce his army anymore. Like, all the production is gone here for Seither.
Oh my god, and has Demi done it? Has he pulled off the reverse sweep? He was down 2-0 in the beginning of the series.
And this would be his maiden victory in his own tournament too.
Oh my god, as he's pushing in, a lot of the things go down, all the ultras go down.
The snipe's going down on all the Hydralisks from these guys. He managed to survive this fight.
Oh my god, maybe just barely. The thing is, there's still detection, like there's still Broodlords slowly shelling away.
He has to pick up the ghosts. He has to pick up the ghosts. But there's nothing to... Actually, there are a couple Hydralisks left. I was going to say, like, there's no Hydralisks left. These Vikings are just going to have their way.
And I feel like Seither, he realized that he does land, he does kill those Hydras. Meanwhile, there are reinforcements flooding across the map, though.
Like, Seither's fighting tooth and nail, but it's just not going to be enough. Seeing those Ultralisks as well, seeing that he's got so many Broodlords, he sees that base that's just very healthy, mining away. He knows he's in trouble. GG gets called, and Demi, for the first time, is the champion of Demi SEA Weekly.
GG, well played, Demi. As you said, for the first time, it was his first time being a finalist of all things, and he goes all the way and wins his own tournament.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming for him there, and it's the last one of the year too, so what a way to sign off for Demi this year. He wins GPO last night, he wins Demi SEA Weekly tonight. Man, he's having a good weekend.
Definitely, he's having a really good end of 2020, and this is something that, like, we've seen Demi, like, be really dominant here in StarCraft in our region in the past, and 2020 in general just hasn't really been his year. He's been struggling a little bit in the DreamHacks. I know, underperforming a little bit, especially early on in DreamHack Summer, but he's been slowly, like, getting back into form, and here at the end of December, like, despite, you know, obviously, like, focusing on university and stuff, like, Demi's looking good.
Yep, he's going to have that break. He's just going to get himself even stronger by the look of things, and he's going to have what looks like a good momentum into next year.
Oh yeah. At least I hope so. I hope Demi can keep this ball rolling.
Yep. Just got to be a shark and follow the tide.
Yeah, exactly. Oh god, hopefully, and congratulations, Demi, taking out a beast, a monster in a Seither, looking almost OP with those Widowmine drops, but Demi, he found his own way to deal with them.
Indeed, yeah. Another congratulations out there for Demi. Just Seither, I feel like he had the right idea, he just didn't quite execute the way he wanted to in those last 3 games, and it just, we just saw him fall apart. He let Demi get too strong.
Yeah. It really kind of came down to all of those Ling run-bys. Like, they got so much damage done for Demi. Like, every single time he would, like, get on top of these tanks that were kind of left vulnerable without any kind of support whatsoever, getting into the natural, getting into the main.
Yeah, it just, I'm running out of breath. That was quite a big series there. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say there. Like,
exactly. Just congratulations, Demi. Again, it was a bit of a shame. Like, he was kind of struggling in his own tournament for in the entire run of it so far. So
yeah, always usually getting eliminated in the semis. Usually, actually. Yeah, he even struggled making it to the semi-finals even. Because like we don't see him taking out any third places either. So yeah, he just struggled even just winning third place. And now that he made it through, he's finally got himself that win as well, so he can join the likes of Seither, Gogo, Joey, and Pez, who've been crowned winners of the Demi SEA Weekly so far.
There you go, going full Demi semi on us, and again, like, that was the final Demi SEA Weekly of 2020. Hopefully we see it return in 2021. I I don't know if there's been any announcements or confirmations from OSC regarding it, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. And as always, it's been fun time casting with you again tonight.
yeah, it's been great. It's been great. Our second time casting, not just together, but also it was Demi SEA Weekly as well. And yeah, I hope we get more of these in the future in 2021. And yeah, thanks for joining me. You know what, Sano, why don't you let some people know, who are you? You're not really a regular here on this channel on the Cranky Ducklings.
I'm Sano. I am the manager of Mind Freak team and also an observer for pretty much every major tournament we have down in our region. Mm-hmm. I've had the opportunity to observe overseas, and I'm hoping to return to that next year when the pandemic goes away.
Yeah, definitely. Like I would say there's probably a lot of opportunity there, especially because I don't know what it is about like StarCraft in general, but like typically there's like one main observer, and sometimes it's like to its detriment, like for a while we had like Funka, and then he kind of passed it over to Koka, and then they kind of stepped away from observing, and now it's all Mapu, right? Like there's always only one. It's hard when it's like that.
Yeah, it's a bit rough, and then like of course like we've got a like regional. I'm having a regional struggle being an observer as well, because like Australia is so far away from EU and NA. It's just so much easier and cheaper for those events to bring in someone, say like Mapu or like Indy, for example. Yeah, it's like if you don't know Indy is the observer, also a European observer out of Poland, and you may have seen him do events such as TvZ. He did I think the WCS before the final one. He was there with Mapu as well, and I'm pretty sure Mapu just tanked all of the previous global finals.
Yeah. Massive shout out to Indy. Of course, he's also a big Polish caster as well. Like he's got his own Twitch channel, and he's gained a lot of success there as well. But yeah, we need to give some more love to these observers.
Yeah, I feel like I have a good relationship with our casters down here, but they make it look a little bit bad sometimes. Like with Maynard and Steph, is they're like, we keep him in a cage underneath the observer desk, and he can't leave the studio. He's only allowed out when we need him to observe. Yeah, I mean, I've known those guys going back to like 2013, 14. I've been observing for them online and offline events, so it's all fun and games.
So yeah, give Sano some love. At least follow him on Twitter, mf_Sano. And before we close out, really, here on the screen, you can all see our current weekly schedule for the Cranky Ducklings. It's a little bit more lean, as a lot of these weeklies have ended for the year, like Grand Platypus Open, Battle of the Americas, Sentimental Latino, Copa Hyperion, Demi SEA Weekly. Really, the one main thing keeping us here is the ESL Open Cups. They are continuing on throughout this entire break. They are not stopping all the way up until IEM Katowice. And our next broadcast will be tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. KST for La Espida Battle Royale. It's a bit of a fun end of year sort of thing. It's a big like FFA event. I don't know if you've seen much of these free-for-alls.
No, is it like a 4-player or 8-player free-for-all? Like
6 players. Okay. So the map, it's a custom map that's been featured a couple of times, where it's kind of like the map gets smaller and smaller.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. It's kind of like Battle Royale-esque, where you have 6 players out on the map. They drop in with their worker. They pick which base they're going to spawn in as. And then over time, like there is like a field that gets smaller and smaller. Any units outside of that field die. And one of the win conditions is to have like your buildings survive in the center of the map. And because it gets smaller and smaller, everyone is forced to like engage with each other as well. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All right. So this seems like a lot to take in, but sounds like oh man, I'm not home unfortunately at that time of morning, so I won't be able to catch up on that action.
Yeah, it's really cool it's like it's really creative because there's even like there are like supply trains that every now and then go off in the map and you can kill them for like extra resources. What else? There's an area in the center of the map where if you whoever has control.
Yeah, right, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. There's an area in the middle of the map where if you have control over it, like majority of the control there, you end up getting like free units as well. It's like it's pretty chaotic and a lot of fun.
Yeah. All right, well, I gotta start getting ready for bed, Miss Alida. I do have work in the morning, and looking forward to just a shorter week this week.
Yeah, all good, all good. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, and yeah, thank you for the final Demi SEA Weekly. Ciao.
Good night.